By the end of this video, you're going to manifest better music than you currently are, and you're going to do it with less effort. And I'm going to show you in just a couple minutes. So if you want to manifest music that gets results like this, these are all real DMs that I've gotten whenever I used to record music and release it. People looking to collaborate, people saying they love it, people wanting to collaborate. And I actually made a banger with this guy. I took all my music off Spotify, and this guy is basically begging me to release my song again. So if you want to manifest music that feels fulfilling and gets results like this, keep watching. So to talk about manifesting music, we need to know what manifesting actually is. So manifesting is the process of turning the internal into the external. There's this thing called the perception projection loop, where you use your physical senses to perceive the physical world, and you allow the physical world to control your internal state. But manifestation is using your internal state to control the physical world. And notice how physical action is just the process of turning the internal into the external. The physical action is nothing more than a middleman of your internal state and the external world. So to manifest, you shift internally to a degree in which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon the external world. That's a definition I like to use, shout out Nero. So shifting internally, you're knowing, right? So what you know to be true about the world and about yourself, that's the identity, is who you believe yourself to be. Your actual emotion and your state of being, right? So how you feel on the day-to-day, what's within yourself, or do you have any subconscious blocks, any emotional blocks, right? That's your internal state, and that reflects to the external world through physical action, circumstances, ideas, intuition, whatever. So now you know that manifesting is taking your internal state, reflecting it into the external world, right? So manifesting is your internal state, not the external result. How do we manifest music specifically? So you're an artist and you create art, and then you perceive it again, and it creates this loop. Your perception shapes how you project onto reality, where how you perceive your art shapes how you create your art. Notice how physical creation is just a middleman between artist and art. It's not the thing you need to focus on. There's a bunch of people online telling you to use better techniques, blah, 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 blah. And yes, technique is important, but art is within. Art isn't the physical manifestation. Art is the perception of it. I'm going to use the example I always use. I could look at a brick on a wall and see it as being amazing art, and I'd give my whole bank account for it because I perceive it as being amazing art. Or I could see the Mona Lisa and just see a bunch of paint on a canvas, and that means nothing because it's all perception based. It's all within, right? And now understand that manifesting is within, manifesting is within. It's not the physical product, but the internal state that creates the physical product. So to manifest better music, you need to cultivate an internal state of an artist, of the artist capable of creating effortless, beautiful art. So that looks like trust. You need to trust your instinct and your intuition. You need to be detached from the outcome, right? So if you're attached to the art you make and the quote-unquote quality of your art, then this is going to shape your internal state. Then this is going to shape this. And you don't want that. You want this to shape this. So by detaching, you cut this off and you allow yourself to just create art without the art creating you. So instead of having a feedback loop of creating the same art over and over and over again, you cut it off in its tracks right here, and you create amazing music, or you create the music that's aligned with your artist. The artist's internal state also includes letting go of control and entering flow state. So that means this. That means you need to stop thinking when you create music and only create music. Whenever you have a fear of failure, your mind wants to work overtime to try to control the outcome. But if you cultivate the internal state of an artist that produces great music naturally, your mind can let go, and you don't have the fear of failure anymore. You're detached from the outcome. And you let go of control. You let your mind, you let go of control, you stop thinking, and you let your energy take over, right? And that's why you need to be honest, because your energy is only honest. So if you try to shape your honesty, that's using your mental mind, and that's not going to produce a great work, right? And of course it needs to be all encompassing, right? So the conscious mind likes to compartmentalize things, right? You go to work, you're home, you make music, they're all different sections, right? But the subconscious, right? The artist's internal state, the subconscious, the artist's internal state is all encompassing, meaning all aspects of your life produce your internal state. So that means you need to hold this stuff true in all aspects of your life. So you need to trust your intuition, right? Trust your ideas. You need to be detached from the outcomes of your work. You need to be detached from the physical world. Because manifesting music is no other than manifesting anything else. You need to shift internally to a degree in which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon the external world. Or you shift internally to a degree in which you're no longer emotionally dependent upon the art you make, to where you control the value you get from your art instead of letting the art control the value you get from it. So what does that look like? What does this look like, right? This means when you're creating art, you're identifying with being the best artist you could possibly be. So that means when you look at art, instead of being numb to it and allowing it to control you, you sit in a peaceful state knowing you're creating the best art possible and you're the best artist you could possibly be, right? So don't let the physical world, don't let your creation control you, because you're the creator. Don't let the creation control the creator. Let the creator control the creation on an emotional sense, on an identity sense. So don't let your art produce you. Produce your art. Produce the meaning of it. Produce how it makes you feel. Produce who you believe yourself to be, right? Say I made a mid song. Am I going to believe I'm a mid artist? No, because I know I'm an amazing artist, and I know that that's an amazing song because it came from me. The physical world, the art, the music has no value. The perception and the creator has all the value. Exactly. Detach from the creation, be the creator. And hold within that your art is perfect. Because once again, art is entirely perception based. And allow the universe to speak through you via flow state. So that comes with all this stuff. So once you detach and once you let go of controlling with your mind and you just start speaking from your heart and letting go and just saying what's on your mind on the mic, you'll allow the universe to speak through you and speak your emotion, and it'll be effortless, right? And that's how you manifest, is not by controlling everything. The controlling is the mental plane. You manifest with the emotional plane. And I know I said a bunch of big words there, but how? So it's super simple, actually. Meditate for 15 minutes a day, and what this is closing your eyes and sitting down for 15 minutes a day. That's all it is. So to manifest, you need to meditate, and meditation is sitting down with your eyes closed for 15 minutes. Let your mind go wherever it goes. Let your mind take you wherever you go. And whenever you notice that you've gone somewhere in your mind, breathe and come back to yourself. That's all it is closing and sitting your eyes. Closing and sitting your eyes, sitting down and closing your eyes. You meditate for 15 minutes a day. You create music trusting your flow state, right, in your first idea. And that comes to this. So just have fun, trust your flow state, trust yourself, and trust and trust your energy, right? So be honest. Constantly reframe how you're the best artist. So while you're creating the music, be affirming to yourself within that this is the best art I could possibly create, and there's nothing wrong with it. The mind likes to look for problems when there is none, right? So just reframe how you're the best artist you could possibly be, because you are. It's not like you can magically become a quote-unquote better artist. You're great right now. You're fantastic right now. It's all in the perspective. So just view yourself as being the best artist you could possibly be. And that's not easy because the mind's habitual. But just constantly reframe how you're the best artist you could possibly be while you're creating. And try to do that all day, right? Try to understand that nothing's compartmentalized in the subconscious mind. And then this is a big one. You need to be independent from your 5 senses. This is how to manifest in general, by the way. Being independent from the physical world and your senses. And that's emotional independency, right? It's not like I'm walking around with my eyes closed. It's emotional independency. So no matter what music I create, I hold within that I'm the best artist I could possibly be. No matter the music, right? So I'm existing independent from the 5 senses. If you always rely on the music to tell you how good you are, your music's never gonna change, bro. Because it's a feedback loop. You make mid-music, you think you're a mid-artist, then because you think you're a mid-artist, you're gonna make more mid-music. That's not how it needs to work. Once again, break it right here. Control the inner state that you believe yourself to be. Control how good of an artist you think yourself to be, and allow that to project upon your art, and don't take any meaning or value from the art on an emotional level. Right? So I think I'm the best artist in the world. I create the best art in the world. Simple as that. It's not I make mid-art, so I think I'm a mid-artist, therefore I'm gonna make mid-art. No, you cut it off right here and you just allow yourself to create the art that you are. Just do this 10 days in a row and you'll see outstanding results. If you want to manifest better music consistently, you need to be a better artist. And better artists understand one thing, that their art comes from them. They don't come from their art. They are the creator and they have creations. Don't let the creation create the creator. So if you want to manifest music like this, it's people messaging you, gets comments of people that love you and love your stuff, then just follow this simple framework, right? So just follow this simple framework. Meditate, create from flow state, reframe how you're the best artist, right? And be independent from the music. And just do that for 10 days in a row. I have more videos on my YouTube channel if you want to learn more creative techniques and more creative breakdowns on how to be a better artist and make better music consistently.